Okay, so let's talk about oils a little bit here today for the square body. Um, we'll start with the engine. There's the engine oil filter. I have decided to go with just a Rotella diesel, same stuff I use in the tractors and have used and stuff for years. We actually ran this in a 1540 in our grain trucks that had the um, 6.0 liter or 366 V8s in them, C65s and stuff. I even think that last GMC grain truck I had, which it had the gas engine, I ran this in it, and we never had any problems with it. I think we're far enough south here uh, in our warm climate that this ain't going to be a problem. Um, Another reason for going with this is if you search the forums and other people on YouTube to talk about this. So I've learned it from other people. So um, the T4 oil uh, has I don't know if the bottle itself actually says, but it has somewhere the ZDDP, which is a zinc additive. I think it's something like 1,200 parts per million or something like that. You can Google it and kind of get some info on that. And oils are one of those subjects that everybody seems to have an opinion on. But for the 327 and the 1960s era that engine came from and it flat tappet cam, you need a zinc additive in that. Now my old Mustang in there, I would run a motorcraft oil in it like a 1030, but then I would add like a quart or half a quart of a zinc additive to help it, and it's a 68. Um, so I've decided to go with this oil in it. Go ahead and just put 1540 in it. I don't think it's gonna hurt it, and it should have what it needs without me adding anything else. I think um, to be good for that flat tappet cam. Um, but anyway, I went ahead and got 2 jugs of this. Picked these up at Rural King. They seem to have the best price around here anyway that I could find on it. The oil filter, the guy I bought the truck from actually sent me this filter, so I'm assuming it's the right filter. But it is a Wix filter. Appears to be okay. So that's the filter we'll be going with on it. Um, this oil here is, as you see, gear oil. It's an 8590. I am going to be using this in the M465 4-speed manual transmission it has. Um, this is a GL4, API GL4, which is what's required by that. There's some G, the common is GL5 gear oils now, and apparently it doesn't have or isn't as good for that transmission in some of the bushings and bearings and whatever is all in that old transmission that this is. This stuff's getting hard to find. I happened to find this locally actually this morning, and it was the last jug of it they had. And it's a multi-purpose high-powered gear oil, and it's kind of special for older transmissions, standard transmissions it called that, and differentials that require API GL3 and GL4 oils, and non-synchronized transmission. So if you don't know, the first gear in this truck, which is kind of a granny low, and it is marked low, it's marked L on the shifter, it ain't synchronized, and I knew that when I bought the truck. So luckily I had to find out by grinding it. But anyway, um, you can only shift into that gear from pretty much a dead stop, um, or you will grind it, and it's not good to grind those at all. So not knowing what is in it, what somebody else may have put in it, and it may not even be the right stuff. I'm going to go ahead and drain that transmission, put this in it, and I've got varied information on how much it holds. I've heard 4 quarts, which would be this gallon. I've heard slightly over, like 4.2. This being the only gallon of it they had, I had to buy, see if I can find it. I bought another jug here, and I may have some stuff in the shed in my stash in my little cabinet, but this is the next closest thing I could find. It's an 8090, and it's AP5 or non-synchronized manual transmission, API GL4. Now this one is synchronized 1 through 3. Yeah, I'm gonna look through my stash, but I may have something in there that might be a little bit better than this. But my thought was, if this doesn't give me enough to come out the top fill hole, maybe I could mix 0.2 of a quart, whatever it takes of that, and won't hurt anything, just to get it topped off. If I don't find something in my cabinet that's better. So that's where we're at on the oils. Now I plan on doing the transfer case, which I think it's just ATF fluid, automatic transmission fluid, so it's probably nothing special there. I also want to do the rear differential, and I haven't researched yet what it needs. I don't know if it has any limited slip or anything in it. I'm going to need to figure that one out. If any of y'all know, you can let me know. It is a 308 gear ratio. That's about all I know about it. I'll probably pop the back cover off it at some point, drain it, reseal that, and fill it up. And then finally, at some point, I'll do the front axle. If the hubs are working right, it theoretically shouldn't be rotating while driving. So I'm not so worried about it right now, but at some point I do want to drain and change it out as well, just because none of those I know, or I don't know how long it's been, if ever, they've been done. Paint. You see some paint here. I've mentioned in a video, I'm going to try to get that bumper off and paint it. I've mentioned several times. But anyway, metallic aluminum. This is not what I wanted, but this is probably what it's going to be. I can't find any silver spray paint. I think the bumper is supposed to be just silver. And I've went 2 different stores. Well, I've even looked at a third one earlier, sometime in the auto parts stores. They don't have silver. Hello. The farm dog has come down to see me. You feeling better? She's getting old. She gets around slow these days. Anyway, I don't know if you can see on camera. So anyway, this is a paint and primer all-in-one mix. It's metallic aluminum is the color, so it may be a little bit brighter than just the silver paint. But this is kind of the closest thing I could kind of come up with right now. I'm hoping these 2 cans are plenty, because I'm going to try to do the inside of the bumper as well, repaint it. But I guess my thought process on this was, I'm going to probably put, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the video, some bed rail caps on it. And I'm going to do one or two. I'm either going to do the stainless steel smooth finish, or I'm gonna do a diamond plate finish, and I'm gonna do those in the bed rails and the top of the tailgate. That's gonna cover up a lot of those little nicks and scratches that are there. Give it a little more bling, I guess you could say. But also, I'm planning on putting a bed cover on the truck. So I'd like to have a nice, smooth bed rails and stuff for that, and they're gonna be shiny. So I thought, well, if this is a little shinier than just the silver paint, then that'll probably be okay. Um, and I don't remember if I mentioned in the video last week or not. I think I've decided to clear coat the bed. I haven't got any of that yet. I need to get the bed off and back on and all before any of that happens. But I think I'm gonna just kind of preserve that patina in the bed, if you call it that, and just keep it from rusting and anything like that. And then I put a bed cover on it, and I may put a bed mat or something inside, as long as it's staying dry tonight, so I don't scratch my clear coat up or anything. And that way I have an area to put stuff, a tent, chairs, whatever, go car shows, anything like that. So that's kind of the plan there. But anyway, I just thought I'd give y'all an update of what I'm going to be doing with oils here. Hopefully I don't spill this, because I don't know where there's any more of this right now, and I've seen prices on this right here. This was like $45 on the shelf this morning, which is kind of cheap. I think they may have charged me a little bit more than that though when I got to the counter. But anyway, I've seen this stuff online like in the 200s, like $235 or something, to get it shipped to you. And I'm like, good grief. So anyway, eventually we'll get all this done too. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. See you.